got scammed again. Ugh. Okay, so I got this outfit from this seller. Nice bag. Supposed to be new. And look, color black. It says new without tags. And then it also says size 38. It's not. And they taped it shut with all that dirt in it and bugs. I don't know what that is. That's just nasty. eBay does have a rule. You can't sell used clothes. And that was because of the used penny thing. That was really big back in the early 2000s. Anyway, I had told a doctor friend of mine, I said, do you know how much used panties and socks go for on the internet? And I'm like, people are making thousands of dollars. And he's like, good, I'll sell mine. Where do I sign up? And I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, the only problem with that is, what if there's a murder scene and they leave your DNA behind with your dirty panties they ordered online? That would be bad. Anyway, so this is one of those salwar kameez, India type outfits, Pakistan, India. This one was outstandingly pretty. Online, advertises new, and I do buy used stuff sometimes. Um, in hopes that the seller told me everything. And God, you have to like zoom into the pictures now because they don't tell you everything. And if pictures look a little bit bad, you've got to ask them, and then they'll start admitting sometimes. Anyway, neat outfit. I don't think this one is really silk, but they didn't advertise it as silk. They advertised it as a chiffon. I don't know. It might be. It might be. But I mean, the design is impeccable. And this is basically an A-line gown with really high slits. The one that I had from my friend Raj, that I got when I was like 18 in beauty college, um, it was all silk, and she gave it to me as a gift because she thought it was hilarious, like that I would wear it because everybody makes fun of her clothes. And I said, oh no, they're absolutely stunning. And she had an auntie that made them back in her country for her because she had all her measurements, and then she would ship them to her. And she had like a different color outfit for every single day. And she gave me one because she thought it was hilarious. Didn't think I would wear it. I said, I'll wear it in a heartbeat. I've worn it for years, lost it in the storage options. And it's a two-piece, and sometimes I would wear the dress by itself, and and then the pants are a bit like big genie pants, and then I'd wear it with a big wide belt and a lacy top, like a button-up high top, top. And I just loved them both. Really neat outfit. I mean, it's like being naked. The stuff is beautiful. That silk, and it's not hot. Great stuff for Florida, that's for sure. Anyway, so I thought this was quite an impressive design, especially for the price. And new, advertises new. That's $30 for the whole deal. Okay, and I got the dress, the pants, and the big long scarfy thing, which I would never use it. So the dress, I had it for about 7 days before I opened the package. Then when I start looking at it, there's a lot of stuff wrong with it. Like, look. And it described it as mirrors. Well, I know lots about rhinestones and studs, but that's not mirrors. That is sequins, plastic sequins. There's washable and non-washable. And the problem is that if you don't use a washable sequin, I learned that in the 90s, then they erode like that. They can't take soap. And they're really crappy. And so these are like coated where the other ones are like solid pretty much. They don't wear like that. And then there's like a lot of the little blue. These are little blue sequins here. And a lot of these are missing, and this is undone. And see how foggy the rhinestones are? They're real foggy. And that's because this has probably been put through the washer and not a dry cleaner. And look at this one. Look at all the sequins missing off of that one. And it's like literally unraveling. Okay. Then we go to the sleeves. Now these apparently have been glued on, these little sequins. And there's one missing there. There's one missing there. And then on this sleeve, and this is on the front of this sleeve, look at all the sequins missing. And there's the back. And the decorations are all on the front. And then when I go look at the collar, because I'm counting sequins to see how many they're missing, like that one's gone, and a lot of them are worn see-through. There's little tiny blue sequins around the edges that don't match. Okay, so I guess they're around that entire edge at one point, because the way it's set up, if you look this side to this side, back and forth, it doesn't match at all where the placement is. So it probably had those little blue sequins all the way around that neck area. Now, these people that sell these don't understand you're supposed to put measurements in, which is armpit to armpit, and the bottom of the collar to the bottom, like for your shirts, jackets, dresses, whatever. That way a customer can get an idea of a lay flat measurement, because clothes are cut different, and when they're from different places, they're different measurements. Like if you order stuff from like Wish or Temu or something from the Orient, there are not any big, giant, real fat people there. They're very small frame, frail, child size. So if you're, a USA person, basically an American, and you order from the Orient, you have to understand, and Europe's the same way, you have to understand that those sizings are built for people that are very small frame, because that is the majority of the population there. And so you really have to know before you order, or you got to order 3 times bigger than the size in the Orient to hope that it will fit. So, yeah, because you have different sizes. You have Canadian, you have European, and you have USA standard. It's really important. I know you've ordered stuff from overseas and had this problem yourself. There is a difference. I learned that selling clothes years ago when I sold for Jeans Company on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, because a lot of our pants came from Europe. And the European sizes were really strange and very strange cuts. And so, anyway, you literally have to try them on to try to find something to fit. Anyway, I was really disappointed because the whole outfit is all jigged up. I mean, all this stuff is loose. And it's like unraveling or partially sewn on. It was so sad. Beautiful piece. One, I can't wear this. And it was advertised in the ad as new, and that it was like a 32 to 34 max. But no physical dimensions, unfortunately. But I knew that wouldn't fit me. There's no way that would fit me. And so, yeah, that's a wash. Oh, on top of that, there's a muslin liner, which is generally cotton. Cotton shrinks. And so it is shrunk and distorted. You see, all this stuff's hand sewn. This handmade outfit. It distorts the hang of the gown because it's all been shrunk. I guess somebody washed it in too hot of water or a washer. Can't do it. These are delicates. They need to be hand washed in the kitchen sink with very little soap and rinsed and hung to dry at cold water, especially reds, because they'll bleed. A lot of times you got to put vinegar in the water with the red because it will bleed away and keep bleeding on everything. And if you could set it with the vinegar. And then here's the pants. This is what I wanted it for, the pants. So these pants, I just love these little genie pants. Now the cuffs, this is the front. The back cuffs are dirty. Like they were dragging in the ground like somebody wore it. Do you believe it? Then this, I think it's this leg. This leg. This leg has a big stain with some yellow stuff right there. I don't know if you see it. Like a big oil stain with some yellow under. That's pitiful. That tells me it's used. This is the big long scarfy thing that they wrap around, which I would never use that. This looks like a bicycle chain went through it or something. Right here. It's all like black. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see it if I get it on the board. See all that black? Lots of black. And then it's got stains. It's got like, I mean, it's kind of creeping me out. There's like white stains now. There's a real big one in here. Super creepy. I don't know what I'm touching, right? There's like big snags. Look at this snag. This is like a 6-inch long snag here. There's like 4 of those. And then what's even worse, there's a whole bunch of snags here. Is where the fabric, I'll take this off the tripod real quick. Where the fabric has been walked on or something. See how it's like ripped clear through? See where it's real sheer? That's all like thinned out like somebody caught it and something or was stepping on it. This is unraveled. So you can't tell me this is new. I need to find all those big white stains. That's really scary. This is the worst piece right here, scarf thing. Now this seller, here's, look at this big white stain. Still got residue there. Look. It's all stained up. So this particular seller has been on eBay for a few years. I saw one negative feedback that she had after I purchased this outfit from a customer that stated they were trying to contest her because there was a hole in their outfit, which this seller has only sold like 2 outfits. Mine will be the second, and the rest of them are all these big long scarf things. That's mostly what she sells, apparently. And so the other customer stated in her negative feedback, that's not very old, that she got an outfit with a hole in it, and when she contacted the seller just went crazy. And then, you know, after that feedback, the seller responded to her feedback, and it says, just because you wore the outfit and put a hole in it, you abuse the return policy because this is a no return item. You can put whatever you want on your eBay store. If this buyer calls eBay, you're returning it and you're paying for shipping back. That's right. So list the stuff honestly. Be real. So this seller is Divas Collection USA. Yeah, I'm gonna spam them. Pretty stuff. But why? Why are you gonna send me used dirty crap that's all used up? You know, like I say, I can't even fit the gown. So I really didn't buy it for that. I bought it for the pants. That's all I bought it for. Just the pants. So there you have it. I got ripped off again. But I called eBay and they said they would handle it. They opened a case. I didn't have to do anything. I called eBay last night and they guarantee me everything's going to be okay. And the seller has already responded to the case telling me, well, I tell them, and obviously I'm lying and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, because it's an NAD, not as described. So anyway, it's pretty sad. And then today, the seller responded to my negative feedback with that I'm lying, that I had it 7 days, and all that kind of fun stuff. Hi, everybody. Hi, Cello. Hi, Jenna. How's it going? And so, anyway, there it is. I don't know, but eBay will take care of it. I just told eBay, I said, I'm not paying shipping back. That's the first thing you got to tell them. I'm not paying the shipping back. So here's the problem. When you order something, then you have to pay the shipping back. So if it's trash and they lied to you, they should be paying. That's what I say. Yeah. Why should I pay to have it shipped back? But I paid $30 for it. So right now I'm waiting on the seller to man up, they say. Otherwise, eBay steps in about 3 days. They give them orders and they can suspend them. You don't want that. eBay is really strict, man. So there you have it. Another bummer. That last one that I YouTubed, eBay took care of the whole thing, and I received a return shipping label paid for by the seller just about instantly. The seller's very apologetic. They sent me like numerous messages for hours one day, and we did talk back and forth, and I just told them, please check your stuff before you ship it, because obviously they were storing everything in a shed, and the rats got into that box, and all they did was grab the box, throw a shipping label on it, ship it out. I said, please do me a favor, check your orders before you ship them out, because this should have never happened. They're like, oh, I wish you'd remember that negative feedback. I said, well, when you refund it, it usually comes off anyway. But two, the seller was going on and on and on and on and on about it. And I said, look, how would you like it if it happened to you? Yeah. Got to think about that part. You got to think about the part if you were the customer. I had got some boots that were supposed to be new. They had a bogus tag that didn't belong to the item. Two, they had rat pee. It was actually still wet. Rat pee all over the boots and rat poo-poo when I opened the box. Yeah. So, it was unfortunate. Seller was real cool about it. But except when I let them know, I said, I'll send you pictures. And they said, I don't want any pictures. Then eBay forced me to send the pictures. You have to send it to them so it'll be in their messaging. I said, the seller doesn't want them. They offered me a return. It's told me just to return it. But see, they wanted me to pay to return it. I'm not paying to return your crap. You're going to send me crap. You're just taking my money. I'm not paying for the trouble you've caused me. Anyway, I ordered this other outfit from another girl, dirt cheap, that wasn't new and is absolutely beautiful. Packaging was beautiful. I put that on YouTube. So this one will be going back hopefully shortly. And I'll probably have to call eBay again this evening because sellers can't leave a negative feedback for a buyer. Period. That's a new rule, But number one, you cannot sell dirty clothes on eBay. That's been outlawed for many, many years, since about 2004. So you can sell items with, they call it flaws. Okay. Like you say, okay, here's a shirt. It's got a hole. It's right here. It's this big, and the customer buys it or they don't. But, and then if it's got a stain, you take a picture of it, circle it with a big red thing and put arrows on it. You put it in the description. There's a stain. Look at the pictures. And that way, if they didn't look at everything and read everything, they eat it because they didn't pay attention to the ad. So you've got to really look at everything and ask questions before you buy. As a matter of fact, the pants, the lady had them just folded up, hanging over a hanger, and photographed it. Like, you can't see. A folded up thing looks like a scarf. And I asked her, if I could see what the pants look like. Because, see, they make different kinds of pants for these outfits. Like 4 different kinds. And I wanted a certain kind. And I wanted the salwar pant. And so she sent me a picture through messaging of the pants. I immediately bought it as I wanted it for the pants. The only thing is the pants are like size 60. And I think that's probably too big. But again, there's something on this clothes. I don't know that I would even try them on. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't get fooled with bad stuff on eBay. You don't even have to mess with the seller. Make sure to leave your feedback first. Block that seller from buying from you if you sell on eBay, and then turn around and call eBay immediately and discuss it with them, and they'll handle everything. All right. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for the thumbs up. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you don't get burned. I seem to get a lot of crappy stuff on eBay for many, many years. Why has it not stopped? Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Do something kind for a stranger. Love everybody. And too much of a good thing is wonderful. And we'll take a bunch of that, but not this. Love you. Have a great one.